Just a little bit farther. Just a little bit farther, and then I can escape this camp once and for all. And I'll be free. Free! But why would I want to do that? I kind of like camp. Alright, welcome back everyone to Everlasting Summer. So last time I accidentally chose the Ulyana route, so now I'm courting Ulyana. Cool, huh? Ain't that awesome? So, let's continue. I have a guide here, by the way, like a perfect score guide on me, just in case I get stuck places. I'll be using it, you know, just in case. Anyway, let's continue. I'm looking for, what's his name, by the way? There's a guy missing, or something. What a fool. Indeed, I spent a couple of minutes waiting at the bus stop. Made sure that there were no signs of Shurik, yeah, it's Shurik who's missing, or anyone else here, and headed back to the camp. Somebody rushed out from behind the gates and bumped into me. The impact wasn't strong, so I just staggered. Miku stood in front of me and rubbed her bruised forehead. Oh, sorry. It's alright, my fault. I was going to the music club, but got lost in thought about a new song. You know, thinking up the lyrics and music. I didn't realize how I got here, so you don't have to apologize. Her words per minute rate obviously exceeded the recognition limits of my brain. I made an attempt to retreat promptly. Sure, gotta go, you know. Oh, wait! I wanted to leave as usual without having to listen to her, but Miku grabbed my hand. Her grasp gave me the creeps as I got a clear vision of an agonizing execution by another rap session. Can you help me a little bit, please? Just a teensy weensy bit. That definitely wasn't on my to-do list today. Well, I'd be glad to, but it's... Pretty please. Mika looked at me with such puppy dog eyes that my heart started to melt. She totally wasn't going to let go of my hand. And what help exactly do you need? You'll accompany me. I can't manage to compose on my own. I can sing or play. I can't do both at the same time. Even our virtuoso has her weaknesses. Well, you know, I can't really play an instrument. Never mind that, I'll show you everything. Come on, let's go. We're looking for someone, though, so... Next time, Miku, next time. Pinky promise. You know, I should be searching for Shurik and all that stuff. Miku looked at me with frustration. Just for a little bit? I was lost for words. She dragged me along with her. Probably nothing good will come of this, but the only way to get her off me is to wrestle my hands out of hers. But that wouldn't be very nice. Nothing bad will happen after all. Probably. We are dead. Within a minute we were already standing in the music club. Miku took a guitar. Here, have a look. Cool. She sat down and started playing. I tried to follow her hands. The tune seemed quite simple. It seems quite easy to repeat. Got it? Kind of. Let's try. I took the guitar and started playing. That didn't really work out. Let me show you one more time. She played much better than me. Looking at Miku, I wondered. Of course, she was a chatterbox. She was naive and clumsy. However, she was extremely talented in music. Try again. I managed much better the second time. Wow, that's much better. She smiled. It wasn't hard. In fact, just repeat the same notes over and over. Just don't lose track. Start on my command. Okay, ready, go! It was a song in Japanese. Frankly speaking, I didn't understand a single word, but Miku's singing was quite good. In fact, it was outstanding. I wonder if this is a real Hatsune Miku song. She put her heart in every note, every word. Yeah, music probably is the very thing for her to dedicate her life to. It seemed like it wasn't her who chose the music, but the music that had chosen her. The last half an hour presented Miku in a different light, completely different light. Dots. Oh, thank you. Did you like it? I finally managed it with you. On my own, it's not so good. I either mess up with the words or miss the strings, and it's just perfect with you. Thank you so much. You really have a talent, you know. Just to play like that without any preparation? Nope. It seems I changed my opinion about her too hastily. Thanks for the song. Gotta go. See you. Thanks for... The rest of her words were left behind the door. I leaned on the wall of the club cabin and sighed. Miku's song was still playing in my mind. I went for lunch with mixed feelings, with a sense of accomplishment and with the realization of time wasted. The canteen was crowded. I couldn't stay unnoticed. Olga called me. Semyon, come with us. The camp leader, Slavia, and Electronic were sitting at the 4-seat table. I nodded and went to get my food. This time I had to spend several minutes in the today's menu didn't really differ from other days' menus. The dishes looked the same, at least. When I sat at the table and wished bon appetit to everyone, Olga said, "So what are you thinking?" "About what?" "We searched for Shurik all around. It's noon and he's nowhere to be found." I took a note of the rhyme, but didn't want to point it out. We looked all over the camp. I went all around the neighboring forest. Olga looked at me. "And I helped too." "We must call the police." "Maybe we should wait until the evening," I asked lazily. "Maybe he went home." Let me get my chat room alive. Here we go. Maybe he went home. That can't be. Shurik lives thousands of miles away. By train? The nearest station, she paused, is far off. Now it was getting interesting. Every time the conversation reached the point concerning ways I should leave Savianak, all the camp inhabitants start changing the subject. How far is far? Really far. The camp leader looked at me, indicting with her expression that asked more questions was not advised, so we should go deeper into the forest. Maybe he got lost. Shurik always takes a compass, chimed in Electronic. I wonder what else could be found in his magic vest, assuming he has one. If I were to get lost in the forest, a compass would be of no real use. Police! We should call the police in the evening. Not right now, at least. Okay, so you'll do it later. They were all silent. We should be able to find him before evening. We still have time. If he actually got lost, we have no time to lose. We cannot be sure. Then where is he? Where? There was some truth to the camp leader's words. Hiding the whole day just like that is suspicious. Why would he do that? Shurik seemed to me to be quite a serious pioneer. Uliana would have been a better fit for this behavior. So there is a good reason to believe that he was gone. All that can be done has already been done. We'll just have to wait. Slavia, Electronic, and Olga looked at me sorrowfully, but didn't say a word. I finished my lunch, took the tray back, and left the canteen. It's still the first half of the day. What now? The camp was drifting off for an afternoon nap. Only Genda stared at me through his glasses. Of course he was staring somewhere else, but I had a feeling that he was constantly watching me. I bet he knows where Shurik is hiding. He just can't say anything. The disappearance of the Cybernetics Club's leader made me think maybe it's got something to do with my case. Oh, Pioneer. The nurse stood in front of me. I looked at her curiously. Go and take my place in the infirmary. I have an urgent call. Somebody is injured. Me? Yes, you. Take the keys. The nurse threw me the keys and ran away. Why me? Isn't there anyone else in this camp? What exactly should I be doing? What if something happens? Oh, what do I do now? I missed my chance to refuse. I stood in front of the door uncertainly. On the one hand, there is nothing to worry about. I'll spend half an hour or so here, and she'll be back. But what if someone comes for actual help? Hey, Selene. This game. Yep, it's this game. Don't worry, there's nothing lewd or bad today yet. Then again, I just started. How are you doing, Selene? How's life? What if someone comes for actual help with a broken leg or a head injury? I began to worry too much. I hope there are no injuries more serious than bruises and scratches in this camp. But at the same time, I could not shake the idea that in a serious situation I would be absolutely useless. I don't even know how to perform CPR. A magazine on the nurse's table caught my attention. A good way to relax, I guess. This is labeled Soviet fashion. The publication date or month were absent. However, this was not a surprise. There were much stranger things happening here. I didn't know much about Soviet magazines. Maybe they actually didn't have publication dates on them. Models dressed in old-fashioned clothes stared at me from the glossy pages. Nowadays, nobody would wear such clothes. I smirked. Meh. I wonder if Slavia, for example, considered this fashionable. I can only imagine what would happen if she appeared in my time wearing something like this. Imagine we are walking hand in hand. I'm wearing my coat with the hood, and she is dressed in a lavish dress, covered with lace and things. Seems like I'm already imagining Slavia in my world, with me. And not only Slavia. The dress better suits Ulyana. This cute sarafan would look good on Alyssa. This skirt and cardigan would look nice on Lena. Only they could be real. No, I saw them, heard them, could even touch them. But still, they are here, and I simply don't belong in this place. It's alien to me. I'm just waiting for a chance to get out of here. Waiting because nothing is up to me anymore. I sighed, put my head on the table, and fell asleep. I'm trying to see what that emo is that you posted. Oh, is that Fox? Rage Fox, it looks like. I was awoken by the noise of a door opening. Lena stood at the door. The nurse isn't here? Then I'll come back later. I'm substituting for her. Since I am responsible for the pioneers' lives, I should do it with full responsibility. Although in fact I was just afraid of something bad happening because of me. Any health complaints? I tried to give Lena the most professional smile I could, in order not to confuse her. Nothing special, just a little headache. Let's do this. Some painkillers maybe? Of course I wasn't aware where to find required medicine, so it took me a while to find them. Excuse me. Finally, I handed a metamizole tablet to Lena. Thanks, she smiled. That was completely unexpected, and I lost touch with reality, staring at her. What? Lena turned awkward in an instant. Listen, I've been wondering, do you like this? I don't know what got into me, but I grabbed that magazine from the table and showed her that picture of a skirt and a cardigan, which would really suit Lena, in my opinion. Maybe I went completely nuts, thinking about all the girls being in my world. Or maybe I wanted to distract myself instead of just waiting for the nurse to come back. Lena looked at the picture. Yes, I guess. Is stuff like this in fashion? I guess. She got confused and started blushing. Why do you ask? Really, why? I don't want the Lena route again, so I'm gonna answer something else. Give me 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds. Just asking. Yeah, sorry, Lena. You're cute and all, but, you know. We were quiet for some time. How is her headache? Much better, thank you. She smiled. I'll be off. Good luck. Lena went out and I continued to look through the magazine. After a while, somebody knocked on the door again. Seems like the infirmary is the most popular place to go. Suddenly, I decided to roleplay a nurse. Just a male version. And said, "Come in." The door opened and Ulyana entered the room. Wow, did I miss the moment when you decided to start knocking? Anything wrong with me knocking? She frowned. Where does it hurt? Why on earth would I tell you? Where is the nurse? Right in front of you. I imposingly crossed my legs and looked questioningly at her. I'd better go. I'd be better to die than be treated by you. She smiled mischievously. You didn't even let me try. Ulyana thought for a moment. Thought you could give me some pills. What's bothering you? It took her some time to reply. A heavy stomach. Sure, it's not an empty head, I muttered under my breath. Hey, Asan. Welcome to the stream, how are you? I don't speak Russian, so I don't know what you said just there. But welcome. Enjoy your time. Make sure to guide me in the right direction too, because I'm a big dope when it comes to visual novels. What did you say? Nothing. Give me a second. I found the pills in the first drawer I opened. Thank you, Doctor. She smiled cheerfully. Watching Uliana, I cannot imagine how such an optimistic and active child can have any health problems. Stolen candies. That would be reasonable. I think she got food poisoning. Hello, Hassan. There you go. Hopefully you are having a lovely day today. Considering the local cuisine, it's not that surprising. Maybe. She smirked. I see you're still alive and kicking. Well, I'm not complaining. Bye! Goodbye. Uliana ran out of the infirmary, slamming the door. So are you a huge fan of this game, Hassan? I think everyone that comes in that speaks a different language has to be a fan of this game. I have a feeling. Again, I went to studying Soviet fashion trends. Time passed, but the nurse was still absent. I wasn't searching for Sherrick, wasn't looking for any clues concerning my situation. I was just sitting and flipping through a magazine. Just for a moment, I felt quite satisfied with the situation. So far, everything that has happened here could be seen as just a trip to a summer camp, as if nothing changes anytime soon. Then I could start worrying. Again, somebody knocked on the door. Did I miss the outbreak of an epidemic? Slavia was standing at the doorway. Oh, hi, isn't the nurse here? Hi, no, she's not here. I'm taking over to her today. Great. I'd like... She hesitated. What? No, it's nothing. Strange. I wouldn't even think that such an open person as Slavia would keep something quiet. That there's something bothering you, tell me. That's why I'm here, to treat people. I smiled widely. No. I mean, yes, but no. Hearing that made anything possible, even division by 0. So, how can I help you? You? I guess you can't. She smiled and was going to leave, but stopped suddenly. Oh, switch those 2 words around. However, could you step out for a minute? Why not? Okay. I stepped out of the infirmary and leaned against the wall. I wonder what she'd be doing. I wonder what might she be doing. Something that I can't even see? After a minute, the door opened and Slavia came out. She was carrying a small bundle. You know what? I'll be interested next time when I do your quest or whatever. Good luck! I shouted after her. Thank you! She gave me one of her sweet smiles before leaving. Dots. I looked at the time. It was getting late. I'd read the magazines backwards and forwards, but the nurse still wasn't here. Suddenly the door burst open and Alyssa rushed inside. She looked at me piercingly. What are you doing here? Sitting. I admitted honestly. Okay then. It's even better without the nurse. What's that mean? She murmured. Are you sick? I asked acidly. Alyssa didn't answer and came closer to me. Move over. Why? So I can open the drawer, isn't it obvious? What for? She got angry. None of your business. Well, I'm kinda in charge here. She gave it a moment's thought. Then give me some active carbon. Stomachache? Yeah. She grinned sharply. I got the feeling there was something wrong here. Yeah, just take it. Whatever. But you never know. What if she really had an ache? Okay. I reached into the drawer and got out a packet of activated carbon. Thanks. She wrested it from my hand and ran away. It was 15 minutes till dinner, and the nurse still wasn't back. I guess just leaving the place like this won't do. She asked me to look after it, after all. No? Okay. What's up? Did I choose the wrong choice? If I chose the wrong choice, sorry about that. Remember, this is my first playthrough of this game. I'm seeing all of this new. Brand new for the first time. I'm gonna stick with my decisions, though. Like I said before, just like a Telltale game, you gotta stick with what you chose. And who knows what might happen if I leave. though who would want to steal anything from here? Except for Alyssa stealing an activated carbon. I opened the magazine again and began flipping through it for the nth time. The fashions of the 80s weren't that fun anymore. Yawning got me several times. And clearing my throat. It was already 6 o'clock, so dinner had already started. Of course I had to be on watch till the end, but my stomach seemed to have its own opinion on the matter. I stood up and steadily headed to the exit. A rustling sound came from behind the door. Could it be that someone else who got poisoned broke their arm or something even worse? I sighed heavily and pulled the doorknob. However, there was no one out there. Seems it was just my imagination. Huh! I returned inside and instantly noticed that something had changed in the infirmary. To be precise, an apple had appeared on the table. An apple? But where from? Fruits can't just materialize from thin air by themselves, can they? Though in this camp, anything is possible. Chances are someone just brought it here. Maybe Lena wanted to thank me, given that she's shy and all. But wait, how could she just slip past me like that? Lena wouldn't climb through the window after all, so there must be something else. I was suddenly overwhelmed by fear. What if the apple is poisoned? Though, why would someone complicate things when I'm here totally helpless and can be killed way more easily? Or it might be the apple with which Eve tasted in the Garden of Eden. In that case, I certainly shouldn't eat it. The same second, my stomach reminded me it was there by rumbling traitorously. However, it would take some time to close the infirmary, to reach the canteen, to get food. What's up, Selene? What's up? Mysteries abound. What do you think? Should I eat the apple? Should I leave it? My stomach is about to eat itself. There's nothing wrong, I guess. Once again, I tried to remember if this apple was here before. In the end, it must have appeared from somewhere. Maybe it got here through the window. The shutter was slightly opened, so someone must have reached in and put it there. What route are you going through? I am going through Ulyana. I wanted to go through Miku, but, you know how things work out. So Ulyana is the person I'm rooting through right now. Not being serious, however. Okay, how about this? Someone left an apple. It could be for the doctor. It could be for the doctor. What do you guys think? Eat apple or don't eat apple? You know what? I'm gonna do this the best way. The thing that decides all things. Are you ready? Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Catch a rabbit by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Finally, hunger prevailed, and I started chewing on the ripe green apple with gutso. Nom 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 nom. Its taste seemed normal, though I don't think that even the strongest poison can be tasted. But it's too late to think about that. It was time to go for dinner, and now I am dead. Yay! Along the way, I ran into Electronic. How's it going? Did you find Shturek? No, still no sign of him. Don't worry, we'll find him. I try to cheer him up. Too much time has passed. I'll just keep on searching. What about dinner? No, finding Shturek is more important, he muttered thoughtfully. I left him at the crossroads and wished him good luck. It is Apple Julia's eating. So are you saying eating it was a good idea? It was good? Good stuff? Wished him good luck. Bye-bye! Pioneers crowded in the doorway. I quickened my pace, trying not to be the last one in the line, at least for today. Same group of kids again. And I was lucky. In the far corner was an absolutely empty table. I took my dinner quickly and sat at the table. Tonight's dinner consisted of fruit soup and a pair of buns. Fruit soup? I don't know about fruit soup. This set surprised me at first, but the taste was actually nice. I concentrated on eating. Lena, let's go here. Look, there's 3 free chairs. Lena and Miku stood in front of me. Are these taken? Wondered Lena. No, take a seat. Of course, I wish she were alone. Thank you. As soon as Lena and that Xenia, it's Xenia, guys, okay? It's Xenia. jumped out from behind her back. "I'll sit here. There are no places left," she said, putting her tray on a table and sitting down. "It's not even waiting for my answer." "Sure, make yourself at home," I muttered sorrowfully. "What?" "Nothing. To tell the truth, I wanted to reduce the whole company to just Lena, though neither Miku nor Xenia were causing much trouble, except one was too talkative and the other was too arrogant. But nevertheless, they were absolutely harmless, especially compared to some others I could name. "Oh, seems like I forgot my key." "Don't worry, take mine." I was surprised by Miku's short reply. "Do you live together?" "Of course, didn't you know?" "Together, our cabin is the rearmost. I mean, the farthest from here. I mean, the last one." I wouldn't have been surprised if somebody told me that Lena lived with Slavia, or with Xenia at worst. Even electronic, but silent and shy Lena and excessively talkative Miku as a pair. That's really a surprise. "Did you find Shurik?" It's strange that Xenia is disturbed by someone's problems. "No. Surely he's at the village buying cigarettes. Or vodka," she snorted. "Village?" At that moment, the conversation got much more interesting. "Got a problem with villages?" Xenia looked amazed. "You mean there's a village nearby?" "I think so," she said uncertainly. I looked at Lena and Miku, but they were busy with their meals and did not pay attention to our conversation. "You mean you don't know exactly?" "Why should I care?" Xenia stared at her dish. "But there must be something nearby." "Listen." "Listening." "I don't know. Will you let me eat?" Seems like I won't be getting anything from her, though there is a chance that she really doesn't know. The remaining time was spent listening to Miku talking about some nonsense. I was just going slowly mad in silence. Obviously, the first thing I did after getting out after that was inhale a great breath of fresh air. The sun was setting. I decided to take a walk. It's highly unlikely that I will find anything more exciting to do for the rest of the evening. That way, something interesting could arise quite unexpectedly. I was approached the square when I heard a loud bang. It seems like something had exploded. I was paralyzed. I am in a hostile environment, not knowing the rules and laws of this place. It would be better for me to run, but at the same time I was curious. There is a cat girl in the game. Is she the cat girl that was in, like, the exit screen? She left the apple and she talked to you at the very beginning. Oh, okay. That's pretty interesting. Thank you for telling me. I bet she's a person we can date eventually. Probably I would have just kept standing there, but somebody grabbed my hand. It was Olga. "Why are you standing there? Let's go and see what happened. Can't you ever manage without me?" I begged her pitifully. "It shouldn't be anything serious, I hope." When we came to the square, there was already a crowd of pioneers. Olga vigorously pushed through the crowd and approached the crime scene. Obviously, someone had tried to blow up Genda. Really? Who would do that? But the attackers failed. The monument was still standing upright. Excuse me. There were only dim ash traces on the pedestal. "Well, who did this?" She looked over the crowd of pioneers. Surely it wasn't done by an organized terrorist organization. These guys all came here just to look at what happened. I noticed Ulyana and Alyssa in the crowd, and it looks like our camp leader noticed them too. "You two, come here." They approached reluctantly. "Why always me?" Hang on a minute. Okay, we're good. "Yeah, why always me?" "If you think so. Show me your hands." What's wrong with them? I looked closer and saw that they were smeared with black. Now it's clear. What did you make a bomb with? The junior terrorist seemed to hesitate over whether or not to confess, but then blurted out proudly. "Activated carbon." Oh. Whoops. Saltpeter and sulfur. Why exactly the monument? What did this honored man ever do to you? The fighter for the rights of... Besides, he gave me activated carbon. She pointed at me with her finger. The whole square stared at me. Thoughts about the pointlessness of this act due to the small bomb size left me at that very moment. "She stole it." "I did nothing." Even if he gave it to you, I'm sure that Semyon would never take part in such a disgusting, antisocial act. Yes, exactly, I agreed. I could hardly imagine how long she would have kept on scolding Alyssa if Electronic hadn't popped out that very moment, shouting, I found it! I found it! Everyone turned toward him. He held a boot in his hand. Here! Electronic boastfully shook it over his head. It's Shurik's boot! Okay, calm down. Tell us in detail where you found it. In the forest, on the way to the old camp. Whispers ran among the pioneers.
Old camp? The old camp!
Are you sure? Absolutely. What's so special about this old camp? I joined in the conversation. It's nothing special, really, she stammered. One of the Savianak's legends tells the story of a young camp's leader ghost living there. She fell in love with a pioneer, but he rejected her. He rejected her, and so she killed herself.
She committed harakiri with the kitchen knife. Next day, that boy was hit by a bus.
Ulyana ran out of the crowd. Bus? I refrained from asking about the route number, but science doesn't acknowledge the existence of ghosts, so we have nothing to be afraid of. Anyway, somebody should go there. Suddenly, the crowd started to thin out. Olga, it's almost night. Maybe tomorrow? I turned around and saw Slavia and Lena. What if at night something happens to him? No, today, right now. By the way, where is this place? Electronic roughly described to me the directions and told me the story of the old camp. The camp leader looked at me attentively. You think that You're the only man here. I looked around the area. Of course. Electronic was quick to flee. I still didn't want to walk in the woods alone. If you ask me, I would go alone. I'm gonna take the little girl with me, because that is definitely a good idea.
Count me in.
I looked at Ulyana, astonished. Her thirst for adventure seemed to have no limits.
Look, night ghosts in old camp, it's great.
On the one hand, such company always promises trouble, but on the other hand, it feels safer going together. Perfect. Having said our goodbyes to the other girls and Olga, we were left alone. Do you consider this just an entertaining walk?
Well, yes. What's the matter?
Ulyana giggled.
Yee.
Never mind, really. I sighed.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna fetch a flashlight.
Okay. I was just about to suggest that myself. It seemed I would not only have to visit an abandoned camp at night, but also look after a fidgety child. Well, since it's Ulyana, I should be twice as cautious. Electronic had told us the old building was built right after the war. It looked like a kindergarten, or just a barracks, I expected, and definitely could hold less pioneers than today's camp. It had been abandoned for about 20 years. Alright, music is... I thought it was creepy at first. Well, it's kinda creepy. Ulyana skipped forward as if everything was just a game to her. I was ill at ease. Actually, that was normal for a person in my situation. In the night forest with scary animals and birds eager to swoop down on you, the full moon and this whole other world I had come into not too long ago. I might be better off all alone, without needing to look after Ulyana, who was running in front of me. How hasn't she tripped over something yet? Listen, be careful.
Or what?
She turned around so quickly that I shivered. Nothing. You may hurt yourself.
Are you worried about me?
Of course I am. I mean, that's normal in such a situation. Ulyana pouted. Listen. I decided to continue our conversation. It's more relaxing and less scary this way. But what is it about that old camp? You were saying back there at the square.
Yeah, it's a really scary place. They say that all the pioneers died there and became ghosts, which guard their last earthly refuge.
What did they die from? It was kind of hard to believe her scary tales.
How should I know? I wasn't even born back then.
But you say it so confidently.
I got information from a reliable source.
And where would that be? From Alyssa?
Not gonna tell you.
So what happened next? They died and became ghosts?
That's all.
What do you mean, that's all? And
now the souls of the dead pioneers roam around the camp and take everyone who dares to enter the world of the dead.
Wow. Okay, move along. Time passed. We went deeper into the depths of the woods, where the trees enclosed everything. Suddenly, I realized that the forest had gone completely silent, as if the night birds had hidden in waiting for something and the insects had dug into the ground. Even the wind had died away. I imagined that the streams of moonlight breaking through the thick foliage were ringing like plucked strings. At last, trees parted and we walked out to a large glade. In the middle of it was an old building resembling a kindergarten. This looks a little scary. Guys, are you scared? 'Cause I might be a little freaked out. It was shrouded in a thick fog. It looked like we'd come out into a cemetery, and the old camp building as its center was a crypt. After passing this game, you advised me to play the game from the same developers. The game called Love, Money, Rock and Roll. I'll look into it, Asan. Pinky promise, I'll look into it. Soviet Games, right? That's their name? Yeah, I'll definitely look into it. According to Ulyana, there were pioneer souls roaming here. Truly, it was like a massive grave. I shivered and clenched the flashlight tighter. A dreadful place, to tell you the truth.
Oh, come on!
She patted me on the back cheerfully, which only made me more scared. I was about to move forward when the moon showed among the clouds, illuminating the glade, the old camp building, and us. Under that light, everything seemed not so old. The crumbling brickwork, rusty slide and merry-go-round. Oh, that's here too. This is scary, guys. A few panes of glass that miraculously remained in some of the windows, they all became more vivid. I started to imagine that unknown monsters came out to the glade from the forest, a place of eternal darkness, where even the moon can't reign. I hope that they fear the light like vampires, though maybe they could just turn into giant wolves at full moon like werewolves.
Why have you stopped?
I'm thinking.
About what?
Why would Shurik want to come to such a place?
How should I know? We'll ask him when we find him.
Yes, obviously. I mumbled and followed Ulyana. She walked more carefully now, looking under her feet, stopping occasionally and even looked back several times. It's natural. In some places the grass reached her chest height, and nobody knew what could there be on the ground. Scrap metal, stones, shattered glass. We finally reached the door. Ulyana stopped and said,
Well, here we are.
As if you'd won a race. This isn't a game.
You're
What?
boring.
I made a displeased face and stepped confidently into the darkness. It was dangerous to let Ulyana go first. Dangerous for her, dangerous for me, and maybe even for all of humanity. Oh my god. Alright, here we go. Let the scares begin. The inside of the old camp building made an even more depressing impression. I even felt sad for it for a moment. Or probably for the people who lived here back then. It had surely been full of the joy of children in the past. Pioneers ran around, played games I'd forgotten, a strict leader like Olga, maintaining order. One session ended, a new one started. And now it's just standing here, crumbling, rotting, forgotten.
Look!
Ulyana gave me an old ruined doll, falling apart from the damp. One more piece of the past. So what?
Nothing.
Hey, Tyler Cat. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the I'm not in a scary building, for sure. Hope you have a lovely time here today. She moved out of the light, but I noticed sorrow on her face. As sad as a cemetery.
Scary.
I haven't seen anything scary yet. It was indeed more relaxing in here than outside. It really was like a cemetery. As you look for a specific grave... Is she gonna Thor herself at you? No, I don't think so. I don't think so, Tyler Cat. Nice try, though. Haha. As you look for a specific grave while walking among countless tombstones, I feel discomfort inside. But then you find it and your soul calms. As you lie next to it, I shuddered and let the flashlight play around the room. there was no sign of Shurik. Whoa! Thank you, Asan. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. I hope you enjoy your time here. Enjoy your time here in this lovely game, in this lovely stream with lovely people. In this not-so-lovely school. However, what did I expect to find here? His corpse? Looks like he isn't here.
What about the second floor?
Shurik! I called loudly, but only my echo answered me.
Shurik, come out!
See?
We should check anyway.
Okay. There were no signs of life on the second floor either. I sat on the stairs and hung my head, feeling doomed. Where to next? We can't walk around the whole forest, and I'm already sleepy.
Why do you whine so much?
Ilyana was irritated.
Whining and whining, just like a kid.
Oh, am I wrong?
Right or wrong, what's the difference? If we are looking for Shurik, we must find him.
But how? I begged.
I don't know, somehow.
Ilyana looked like a strict teacher and myself like a careless schoolboy. Well, shouldn't it be the other way around?
Look!
I turned the light in the direction she pointed and noticed a trapdoor in the corner, surrounded by garbage. It looked like it had been opened not too long ago.
He must be down there for sure.
Ilyana rushed to the hatch and made a great effort to open it. Why would he go down there? It was probably, I don't know, some villagers. Is there a village nearby?
I don't know.
Ilyana replied, breathing heavily. She hadn't managed to open the trapdoor. I started thinking there was surely a possibility that Shurik might be there. I didn't know much about this world after all. Actually, I knew nothing. Why should the local residents act according to my logic? Could it be that he tried to escape down there, running away from wolves? Are there any wolves, though? Maybe owls. Okay, let's check it out. I strained my muscles and managed to open the trapdoor. It crashed loudly on the cracked wooden floor, and the same moment Ilyana leaned over the hatchway, lighting up the basement with the flashlight.
It's some sort of tunnel.
A tunnel? I pulled her back by the scruff of her neck to look in there myself.
Hey!
Curiosity killed the cat. There was indeed a long tunnel running into the darkness. It looked like a dungeon from a computer game. There wasn't any danger at first sight. No waist-deep water, no rats, no zombies. Okay, let's climb down there to look, but be careful.
Roger that.
Ilyana beamed.
Roger, roger.
Oh boy. We are now descending into hell. It was really dark down there. The flashlight did little to help. It dimly illuminated concrete walls, lamps hanging from the ceiling, entangled in wires, and garbage abundantly covering the floor. Oh, geez. We slowly moved forward. I held Ilyana's hand, fearing that she would run from me. Ilyana's like my height. Huh. What do you know? Probably I was a bit worried about myself too, but not wanting to be alone in this thick darkness. Maybe we should go back. Shurik couldn't have gone so far.
What if he had a flashlight?
Well, even with a flashlight, what would he be doing here?
I don't know. Aren't you interested in what lies ahead?
Not a bit. I am more interested in... I didn't finish the sentence. A massive metal door suddenly appeared before us, as if from the thin air. I instantly noticed a biohazard sign. A bomb shelter? I realized.
Probably.
Have you heard anything about it?
I don't know. Does it matter?
Does it? What if there is radiation?
What radiation? Where from?
Yes, you're right. I took hold of the door's wheel and tried to move it. It yielded, to my surprise, and groaned like a dying dinosaur. How do I know what a dying dinosaur sounds like? The door opened at last, and Ilyana ran in there as soon as it did. Hey! Oh God, why? Behind the door was probably the main shelter room. There were several beds next to me, some devices near the farthest walls, lockers. Fluorescent lamps on the ceiling brightly illuminated the room. Where does the electricity come from? Are the backup generators still working? I turned off the flashlight to save the battery. Ilyana started to rummage in the lockers at once, picking up gas masks, packages, various tools. Don't you have anything better to do?
No.
She looked at me with displeasure. I sat on the neatly made bed and looked around one more time. Right across the room from me was a door, the same as the one we entered. Could Shurik have gone through there, if he was here at all? And why?
Why the long face?
Just tired, I honestly confessed.
Then rest for a while.
Alyana jumped at me and pushed me in the chest. I reeled back in surprise and hit my head against the wall. What are you doing? I grabbed her arms and pulled her toward me. She lost her balance and fell next to me. Well, there you go, Tyler Cat.
Ouch!
You started this. Alyana stuck out her tongue and sat up. Well, what's next?
There, the other door.
Oh, sure. Shurik predicted a nuclear war and decided to hide beforehand, did he?
Maybe he did.
Maybe. The shelter is too close to the surface. It could protect against the radiation, but if the bombs fell close enough...
You're so serious about these matters.
She smirked. I really didn't know when to be serious with her and when to joke. It seems like the age difference between us really matters here. How big is it? 10 years more? I sighed and stood up from the bed. Okay, let's try. But the door was less compliant than the first one. The bolts creaked, but the wheel didn't budge a centimeter. Seems jammed.
Let me!
Alyana rushed at the door with the crowbar. She got... You're kinda upset? Why? She got who knows where and applied herself to it with all of her unimpressive weight. That gave us a chance. I helped her, and soon the door fell to the floor with a bang. The hinges turned out to be completely rusted. Seems that not everything was made to last back then. Behind the door there was a tunnel, almost the same as the one we had come through here. Almost the same as the one we had come here through. Don't do anything stupid. I took Alyana by the hand and stepped out of the room. Alright, say no more, Tyler Cat. It was another endless tunnel. The ceiling seemed to become lower, even though I logically realized that it did not change. Alyana didn't seem to be bothered at all, though. She was humming as she walked. It annoyed me more and more. Looks like you're having fun.
Of course I am, aren't you?
No, I don't see any reason to have fun. We should find Shurik quickly and get out of here.
He may not be here at all.
Then why the hell?
Look!
Alyana snatched the flashlight from my hand. Oh boy. Scary. There was a huge hole in the ground, a couple meters in front of us.
He may be down there.
She walked to the edge and leaned.
Some rails.
It looked like there was a mine under the tunnel. The depth of the hole was low enough to let us climb out of it, so I knew what Alyana would say next.
Come on!
I wanted to object, but she had jumped down, leaving me in complete darkness. Hey, I had to follow her. No. I don't know what they dug for here, but the mine has been abandoned for a long time. The planks had become damp. The rails were rusted and earth broke through the walls in some places. The whole tunnel leading into the unknown was suspicious. It looked like it was about to collapse and bury us.
Come on!
Alyana desperately pulled on my arm. Where to? Why? Why would Shurik be doing here?
What if?
She made a serious face.
What if he is sitting here somewhere, injured and waiting for help? And we just turn around and go, leaving him to die?
I estimated the height of the ceiling one more time and walked slowly after the restless Alyana. Oh no. Soon we reached a fork.
Let's go to the right.
Wait, I grabbed her arm.
What's the matter?
What if it's a dead end? Or worse than a dead end, a whole labyrinth?
Well,
she thought.
Then let's mark the starting point.
Alyana picked up a large stone from the ground and scratched a cross on one of the beams that supported the ceiling. Do you think that will help?
It will.
Probably I will have to choose where to go. I can't just leave it to a little girl. Yep, here we go. Eeny, meeny. Well, you know what? Right is the right way, so we're gonna go right. We did it. It seems like there is another fork in the road. All the right ways. It seems there is another fork in the road. At last we left a tunnel and found ourselves in a hall with a high ceiling. Though it could hardly be called a hall. They must have used to mine something here. The coal, probably? Or maybe gold. The walls had been cut by pickaxes or pneumatic drills. This place was pitch black, so our only salvation was the flashlight. If it breaks, it's unlikely we will ever get out of here. By its light, I noticed a red piece of cloth on the corner. It was a pioneer neckerchief. Shurik was obviously here somewhere. Shurik! Shurik!
Shurik!
Only our echoes answered us. I hope he's okay.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
But where could he have gone? There was no other exit from this room. It's possible that there are places in these tunnels that we haven't visited. Seems like we still have to keep looking for him. It seems there is another fork in the road. Wait, weren't we just... Another fork in the road, go right. Another fork in the road, go right. At last, the ray of the flashlight revealed an old wooden door in the darkness.
Here we are.
Where?
Somewhere, I don't know.
But she was right about something. At least we'd gotten out of the labyrinth. After all these turns and forks, I wasn't sure that we'd ever make it back, but on the other hand, why wouldn't this mine have any exits? Uliana opened the door and stared into the darkness. So you won't go first as usual?
Well...
Okay. I stepped over the threshold. Don't scare me. I'm a little nervous. A small room was beyond the door. Maybe a storage room for the bomb shelter. There were bottles and cigarette stubs, which means that somebody has been here before us. It wasn't an encouraging fact by itself, but now I was certain that there was another exit from the mine, since they couldn't have come the same way we did. The ray of light moved around the room, examining every corner. Suddenly it lit up a human figure. Hey, we found him! We found Shurik! Woo! He looks happy. It was Shurik, huddling up against one of the walls. Hey, there you are. We have been looking for you all night, and you... It seemed he hadn't even noticed us, just sitting and mumbling something. Hello, Deus. English boy, hello. How are you? How are you, Deus? You're gonna drink? Alright, sounds good, Tyler Cat. Deus, we did it. We found Shurik. See? Look at him. He's right there. Look how happy he looks to see us. Shurik! Who's that? What do you mean who? Your rescue team. Get up and let's go. I won't go anywhere with you, he mumbled. You'll lead me right around these tunnels again. I know. I won't go anywhere. I'll stay right here. You won't get me. You're happy? Yeah. Or no, he's happy. Yeah, he's happy. Stop with your nonsense. It looks like he's gone insane. No, you won't trick me this time. Fun times for all. Okay, I think we're back. That's good, though. I love it. I love it when my internet breaks. Shura and Electronics, a prototype of the Soviet actors. You see a drops video. Yeah, that happens from time to time. Where were we? You're not Semyon, and I am going to... Uh-oh. That's not good. In the trembling light, Shurik's hand appeared for a moment, wielding a metal rod. I covered my head instantly. Nothing. When I opened my eyes, he had already disappeared. Uliana stood next to me and giggled, holding the metal rod.
Just like a scout.
Yeah, a scout. From somewhere far off, the devilish laughter of Shurik was heard.
He ran away.
Screw him, I don't care if he dies here. I spat on the floor and leaned against a wall. Oh, jeez. If it hadn't been for Uliana, I wasn't prepared for that. Hey, stay hydrated, bot. What's up? How are you doing? Shurik might not have killed me, but he could have seriously injured me. To be left lying here injured would be equivalent to death. We don't even know when help will arrive. And would they be able to find me in this labyrinth? Why the hell did I agree to come here? Indulging that girl.
You look like you're going to kill somebody.
If a good candidate presents itself, Uliana shuddered. No, not you. It might be nice to spank you. No, don't say that. But there is no reason to kill you. She smirked. Yet.
Oh, you.
Okay, it's definitely time to get out of here. They can send their special forces, rescue teams, Ghostbusters, whatever tomorrow. I don't care.
Will we go back?
I looked around the room once again and noticed a door to my left. Wow. The door was just like in the bomb shelter. A massive metal one. I pulled the wheel a couple of times, but it just creaked dully. If only I had that crowbar.
It doesn't work?
Uliana asked in a depressed voice. No. Actually, I didn't have any strength left. In another situation, I would strain myself, ask Uliana to help, looking for something to use as a lever. But now I just wanted to get out of this mine. I wanted to hope that there was a path of least resistance for us to take. And that meant hoping that I remembered the way through the labyrinth. Let's go back.
Okay.
She smiled and took my hand. We walked even slower on the way back through the labyrinth. Stones scattered under our feet. Water dripped from the ceiling onto our heads, feeling like drops of molten tin. Uliana quieted down and followed me in silence. In silence. Did something happen?
What do you mean?
It's strange for you to be quiet for more than a minute.
No, everything's alright.
But something was wrong for sure. One fork after another. A minute ago I was certain that the next corner I would see the cross Uliana had scratched before. I was wrong. My faith in my ability to guide us was melting away with each second. Well, whatever. I decided to distract myself with conversation.
It's alright, it's just...
Uliana has grown... tit? I guess so. Now, tits is very strange. Tis very... I was trying to make a pun and it didn't work. Never mind. What?
It all went so wrong with Shurik and now we're stuck here.
You saved my life. You should be proud of yourself. I tried to encourage her, but Uliana didn't seem to get it.
But if I hadn't taken his metal rod away, he might have stayed.
Whether he stayed or not, what's the difference now? We'd still have to get out from here, wouldn't we?
Yes, but... Also, why am I bigger now?
Everything's alright. That psycho will find a way out for sure. I really was sure about that. Finally, we came to a long tunnel, on the wall of which was the cross. Uliana cheered up a bit, and we almost ran the rest of the way to the surface. Oh, we did it, guys. Give me a high five. We did it. Woo! Yes, you see? The full moon shined above us again, and the building of the old camp didn't look nearly so ominous as before, especially in comparison to the bomb shelter and the catacombs. Are you kidding me? Are we fine, guys? Hang on. Okay. Alright, I thought the stream messed up again.
That was cool, wasn't it?
It looks like Uliana had gotten her usual cheerfulness back. I'm not too sure about cool, but I'm glad we got out.
So, should we go and look for Shurik?
What? It was speechless for a moment. You're here again? Hello. Unable to finish the sentence. Are you crazy? We've already found him. Tomorrow, Olga and the police can go down there and catch that caveman to run tests on him.
Well...
No wells. Back to the camp. To sleep. Hang on a second, guys. Oh, man. Are we still live, everyone? Just things are happening right now. Things called... My internet is poopy right now. I walked rapidly from that dreadful place, ignoring the furious Uliana. Wait. Uliana. The Uliana spelled wrong. Whoops. Within 10 minutes, we were already back at the square. Okay, that's all for today. Dismissed, soldier. Uliana saluted and was about to leave when suddenly yelled and started to excitedly wave her hands. When she yelled,
Look, look!
I turned up to the benches and saw Shurik lying on one of them. I'm good, thank you. Oh my. It was really hard to wake him up, as if the caveman had decided to sleep for a year beforehand. What? Where am I? He mumbled in his sleep. Do you want to explain yourself now? Explain what?
We've been looking for you all night, and you jumped at Semyon with a metal rod, and then ran away.
Uliana jumped around the bench, ready to explode. What happened, and why am I here? Shurik seemed to come to his senses. Oh, do be so kind as to explain that. How did you get out of the mine? Why did you go there in the first place? Everything, step by step. What mine? There was such sincere surprise in his eyes that I started to doubt. He really might not remember anything. Where have you been for the last 12 hours? I don't know. Shurik sat, and his face frowned with the effort of thinking. So I went to the old camp in the morning. People say there was some old equipment there for parts for the robot, and... He stared at us in confusion. And that's all. So you don't remember? I don't. Sclerosis? Is that what he has? I don't even know what that is. It sounds bad. I don't. Okay. I sat next to him and leaned back on the bench. The stars shone brightly in the sky. They remember everything, even what Shurik was doing in the bomb shelter. Post-traumatic shock. What? Such symptoms are experienced by people after heavy stress, after a disaster, for example. Shurik remarked with a smart look on his face. You should sleep now. Yes, but we'll speak tomorrow. Shurik looked at me for some time, but then he got up slowly and walked to his cabin without saying a word.
So, what is it with him?
You probably forgot everything that happened in the mine.
He's lying!
In medicine, stiffening of a structure caused by replacement of normal organ. Wow, that's a thing. I guess I don't get it, but that's a thing. Sorry guys, I'm no doctor, or even a normal doctor either.
He's lying!
Look, why would... This means memory loss. I gotcha, memory loss. Look, why would he have to lie? So he
wouldn't live to answer for when he tried to attack you with a metal rod.
She said uncertainly. Doesn't look like it, and does it matter now?
It does. We must find out. The criminal must be punished.
If that rule was applied to you, you would have been placed under house arrest a long time ago, or worse.
What does that have to do with this? I don't leap at people with a rod.
It wasn't intentional.
He's lying.
He may be lying. I was really exhausted after today, especially this night, and I really didn't care whether Shurik... was Shurik speaking the truth or just pretending to. It really looks like he doesn't remember anything. I'm going to sleep.
Then...
Uliana jumped up and stood on her tiptoes.
Good night.
You too. I don't know. Seemed like there was something special in her in the expression of her face that moment. I didn't care. Why do you have to stand on your tippy toes? You were the same size as me in the cave. The camp leader had been waiting for me at home. I thought you wouldn't come back. I would have expected any reaction from Olga, except that one. Since you went with Uliana, aren't you supposed to worry about us? Why should I? You're okay. Oh, okay then. I had neither the strength nor will to argue with the leader, or to find out the reasons for her behavior. I took my clothes off and sprawled under the blanket. It's all too much for a single person. Looking for Shurik in the dungeons was a job for search and rescue professionals. Doing it with Uliana for certified madman. Under the bed banhammer? Tuh, good God. No banhammers here today. Not today, guys. But it was, in a way, fun. I fell asleep with a smile on my face. Cool. Day 5. Oh boy. I needed a drink. I needed to have a little drink of something. We ran with the last of our strength, like those who run for their precious lives, like a doomed person knowing that there is no hope to save his life. We still fight the inevitable and his own fate. Oh my gosh. I barely managed to close the heavy metal door behind me. Don't like this. I have no idea how deep this bomb shelter is or if it's able to withstand a nuclear blast. We have no other place to hide. She gripped my hand tight. Don't be afraid. Bits of the ceiling were falling and the walls were shaking. I was prepared for the worst, but death is the kind of thing that you can't ever be prepared for. But suddenly, complete silence fell. It rang even louder than the explosions. A drink of something? Secretive? It's a drink of water. It's water, okay? It's water. Maybe it's time to say goodbye. She was whimpering. I wanted to comfort her somehow, but realizing that there is nothing I could do. Yes. You know, A horrible bang almost split my eardrums. It seemed like I'm under a piece of collapsed ceiling, but I don't feel any pain. All I want is to not let her go. No more loud noises, please. No more. You think the streamer's going to the end of the loner, but it's not exactly. I hope not. I want good. I want Ulyana ending. I woke up in a cold sweat, short of breath and gasping for air. It took me some time to come to my senses. It was a dream. It was just a dream. My questioning mind, however, refused to believe it. But who was that girl with me there? I didn't want to let go of her hand so desperately. Sadly, I couldn't recall her at all. The clocks were showing a few minutes past 10. I slowly came to my senses as reality started to stake out its claim on my mind, and my stomach foully growled. All right, war is war, and war is hell, but lunch should be served in due time. It turned out that Olga wasn't here. She must have decided not to wake me up. Thanks go out to our camp leader for this. After yesterday's adventures, I had to rest. Last night remained a blurry memory, which I really don't want to think about. It's now more important to find something to eat and to wash myself. Exactly, because a pioneer must always be clean and tidy. Though I would agree with this principle even if I wasn't a pioneer. As a matter of fact, I'm not. On my way to the washstands, I met Electronic. He started to wave his hand and ran up to me. Good morning. Thank you for finding Shurik. Without him, It's nothing. I was a bit embarrassed. No, really, don't be so shy. The country must be proud of its heroes. And what would Shurik? How did he look this morning? Is he alright? After yesterday's craziness, I thought such a question was completely valid. Hang on a second, guys. I gotta check something. Alright. Okay, we're good. Yes, absolutely. The only thing is that he can't remember anything. Can he? I wasn't surprised at all. He says that he went to the abandoned camp yesterday and then woke up in his bed the morning. I mean, he remembers nothing between those two events. I see. Alright then. You missed breakfast, right? Come to our club. We'll feed you. I have something special. Electronic smiled in a conspiratorial way. Thanks, I'll come. Probably. I had to wash myself first anyway. We'll be waiting. He waved at me and left to carry out his own business. There was nobody near the washstands. The water turned out surprisingly warm today. It's been warmed up already, I guess. Having my face washed, I realized that it wouldn't be easy to wash the rest of my body here. Maybe I should go to the showers. But since there is nobody here, I turned the tap in such a way so water streamed. Don't you hate it, Semyon? In the Russian version of him, you wanted to hang yourself, or rather from his stupidity. Oh no, does he get like stupider and stupider as like the days go on? Good lord, this character. And started to take off my clothes. They poisoned the food? Sure. Maybe. I mean, Ulyana got food poisoning yesterday. And what if somebody sees me? Well, I'll rinse and dry myself quickly and put on my clothes. The water, which seemed warm on my hands and face, felt bone-chillingly cold on my body. The whole washing process took no longer than 10 seconds, and I started to wipe myself quickly afterwards. But I didn't manage to finish anyway. There were voices coming in from the direction of the footpath. The only solution came to me in a split second. I grabbed my clothes and dashed into the bushes. A moment later, Alyssa and Uliana appeared near the washstands. You could have done it by yourself. Why did you bring me here?
Is it a big deal for you?
Excuse me. Fine, let me... I peered at them and noticed they were both covered in red paint. What a surprise. I wonder how they managed that. Alyssa opened the valve and started to rub Uliana's back. Take off your bra. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Trouble. Warning.
What if somebody sees us?
What? Is there anything to see? She grinned.
Okay, just be quick.
It was true that there wasn't much to look at, but even so I stared at the girls narrowly. It was a pity that they were standing with their backs to me. A minute later, Alyssa managed to wash off all the paint. I'm done.
Thanks.
You're welcome, Alyssa replied lazily.
Listen, let me try on yours.
She peered at Alyssa's bra. It won't fit you for sure.
Well, I'd like to try anyway.
But out here...
There's nobody here, right?
Uliana looked my way and smiled archly. I was absolutely sure she couldn't see me in these bushes, but enough with this nonsense. Uliana wasn't listening to her anymore and grabbed Alyssa's bra with a dexterous move instead. So this is the non-creepy version, the non-prawn version. So there's going to be no images, I think. Now I have to confess I had something to look at. Don't do it. Okay, good. I watched the two girls chase one another around the washstand with bated breath. Alyssa covered her breast with her hand so I could barely see anything at all. I leaned forward and stumbled over a stone, falling out of the bushes. Alyssa and Uliana stood frozen, staring at me. I tried to cover my nudity with my guilty face. The tableau lasted only for a few seconds, then Alyssa took her shirt and somehow put it on in an instant. You! Her face gone from red to purple. It looked like she would explode in a nuclear blast any second. The only thing I wanted was to disintegrate into atoms and get as far from the epicenter as possible.
He was sitting there the whole time.
So, she noticed me then. You have a picture of this scene? Oh, God. Don't post it here, please. Just keep it with you, my friend. So she noticed me then. You! And I accidentally, if you know what I mean. And Alyssa rushed at me. Covering my butt with one hand and holding my clothes with the other, I ran in the woods. It seemed the best solution to me at the time, as showing up naked in the middle of the camp accompanied by two screaming girls wasn't a good idea. I ran without looking back, and stopped a few minutes later to catch my breath. It seemed like there was no pursuit, so I managed to save myself, but at the cost of lacerated scratching and bleeding feet, as I had no time to put on my boots. I sat on a tree stump and sighed. Some time later, having dressed already, I left the forest. I need to decide what to do next. My feet are hurting, so I should go straight to infirmary. But on the other hand, my stomach isn't going to wait either. Maybe I should accept Electronic's invitation, or head to the canteen and hope to find something left to eat there. Oh. So Deus, I want to keep on Uliana's route, and I think I learned that I can choose only certain things. Which thing can get me to Uliana's route? Well, I have a guide here to help me out too, just in case I mess up. I am going to get a drink of water. Good stuff. We need water at this stressful day and age. I'm gonna look at the guide really quick. I know everyone's cheating, but that's life, you know? And for some reason, the guide's not open. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. 2.5 seconds. I can choose only one destination. That's annoying. So, clubhouse. Boop. I was desperately hungry. Yeah, desperately hungry. I always took good care of my health, and have an even better care at times when something starts to hurt badly. I read that good, and now I was able to walk and my feet weren't even hurting as much. So my feet will heal up eventually, while my hunger can't wait. I decided to take advantage of Electronic's invitation. In the end, knowing the local pioneers, it was smart to assume that there wasn't even a piece of stale bread left in the canteen. And the Cybernetics Club actually somewhat owe me. With such thoughts, I approached the club's building and heard screams coming from it. I tried to listen closely, but couldn't figure out anything.
Eek!
Oh, tip! Give it back!
No, I won't!
Uliana was running around the room with a coil of wire in her hands, chased by Shurik. Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but give it back! It didn't even give me a bit of attention.
No, I won't!
Shurik, completely caught up in the chase, slipped past me, almost knocking me down. Hey! Uliana was running in circles around the room, laughing cheerfully. I wonder what she needs this wire for. Meanwhile, the head of the Cybernetics Club was looking fine, even after yesterday's madness. One could even say he was looking fresh.
Stay fresh!
But this probably wouldn't help him to catch Uliana. She was smaller, more agile, and faster after all. She could easily drive him to exhaustion. Hey! Uliana ran up to me and hid behind my back. Shurik in his turn left the club, slamming the door on his way out. He was offended, it seems. Hey, what's wrong with you?
You won't catch me!
She looked at Electronic, who was slightly observing all this silly running, and stuck out her tongue at him. Semyon, take the wire away from her. And why would you need it in the first place? You don't have enough wire or something. I was trying to catch Uliana, who was hiding behind me. He moved to the right while she moved to the left. He moved to the right and she moved to the right. In the end, I got tired of this and grabbed the wire from Uliana with one dexterous move.
Give it to me! Give it back!
She shouted resentfully. No, I won't. Stop horsing around. I held the wire above my head so Uliana, with her height, couldn't possibly get it. Thank you.
Okay, fine.
She snorted and turned away from me. Why do you need it in the first place?
That's none of your business.
Uliana looked at me slyly.
Do you want me to tell everybody that you...
I shut her mouth with my hand and dragged her along to the exit. Okay, we need to go. I told Electronic, while giggling stupidly. And what did you come here for? Once outside, I let the kicking Uliana free. Hear me out. You realize that it was an accident. Even more so, it was caused by you.
I know nothing. Facts are facts. You were watching us.
Ah?
What would Olga think?
On one hand, I did not want to care in the slightest what the camp leader would say, but on the other, everything was against me in my position. It would be better not to get myself into such a situation. Fine, maybe we could make a deal somehow.
She
started to think.
I know.
I anticipated the worst.
You bring me that wire.
But what do you need it for?
I need it for my needs.
Okay, let's assume I get it. You won't tell anybody?
I give you the word of a pioneer.
I could hardly believe her. But on the other hand, it was just a coil of wire, so why shouldn't I try? Oh, I wanted to save it. Alright, let me look on the thing. Get the wire for Uliana. Yes, no. No, I guess? It says, refuse. Shoot, guys. What do I do? Wait, hang on. Let me look at the more in-depth detail thing. Give me 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds. Day 5. Refuse. Okay. Sorry, Uliana, but you're not getting stuff. No wire for you. Enough already. Let me get back in my chat room now. No wire for you. Enough already.
Then I'll tell everything.
You'll tell everything anyway, or Alyssa will.
Get lost.
Yeah, sure, as if it was my fault.
It is. You were watching us.
No, I wasn't. but no matter how you slice it, I actually was.
Alyssa doesn't think so.
She doesn't agree with me about a lot of things.
And Olga won't be happy either.
Accept? Should I have accepted? Whoops. Am I screwed? Am I screwed, guys?
Olga won't be happy either.
You know what? I started to lose my temper. If you want to tell everything, go ahead right now. And don't forget to mention that the government's default world depression, global warming, and Genesis flood are all my fault, too.
Oh, come on. Stop overreacting like that. I was joking.
Joking? I suddenly realized that I was really wound up too much. Your jokes are stupid, and what am I supposed to do every time? Guess if it is for real or a joke?
Yep.
She grinned.
It's more funny that way.
Uliana turned around and ran toward the square, waving her hand in parting. Still, you can't deal with her in a harmonious way. I sighed and went back into the club's quarters. Electronic was building something with rapt attention. Now I'm done with everything. So I thought you could get me something as you promised. My voice sounded a bit. You don't remember? I gotcha. Hey, Twitch chat and the phone. Can you work, please? Thank you. Connecting? Nope. Try again. Sorry about this, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Alright, good. Of course, I'm not insisting, but 1 minute. He tore himself away from his work and got a pair of buns from the drawer and a classic triangular pair of kefir. Be my guest. Thank you. While I was busy eating, Electronic didn't turn away from his device for a second. He was rolling up the wire, which I had taken away from Uliana, onto the coil. So, what's this? An inductor? A ductor? Join our club and you'll know everything. He looked at me and smiled slyly. I'll think about it. Of course I wasn't going to join anything, but taking into account that he had fed me, I had to be polite. By the way, as I said, I have something else. Well, yeah. Wait a second. He went into the adjacent room and came back after a minute with some kind of package. Tan-ta-da, and gave it to me. There was a big bottle of Stolichnaya vodka inside. Huh, I get it, but it's still morning. Or does Electronic share the motto of get drunk in the morning, take the entire day off? Good motto. What are you talking about? I'm not suggesting we drink it. We have to clean the optics. Cleaning the optics. Yeah, right. Internally. Okay. I gave him the package back. I'll go then. Come back any time. Of course. The moment I want to have a drink. Walking out, I questioned myself why he wanted to show me the vodka in the first place. Suddenly my hunger returned again. For sure, a meal of some buns and kefir was awesome, but it's not enough to fill me up. Luckily for me, I heard this bell sound calling pioneers for lunch. The day had just started, and I'd gone through so many things already, but I did it, and now I have legitimate grounds to fill myself up. Today I wasn't the last one, so I could choose a free table. Lunch included pea soup and mashed potatoes with fish. It was a major disappointment to me, as I don't eat fish in any form, and hence will get fewer calories than usually. Soon Slavia and Lena came to my table. Can we? She smiled nicely. Yeah, sure. I stood up and pulled out a chair for her. Please. I was in an excellent mood at that moment. Enjoy your meal. Saying that, Lena began staring at me and continued for some time, but then, after realizing how odd she looked, switched to her plate. You too. Do you have any plans for today, Semyon? Nope. I gave her an honest answer. Indeed, I had no plans, as indeed I had no plans, except for searching for answers, but that was more like a global goal. Do you want to take a boat ride to the island with us? The island? Well, I think I've seen it from the pier. For what? Olga asked us to gather some strawberries. There are a lot of strawberries there, and they're so delicious. I could imagine the taste without even eating it, just by looking at Slavia's face. Strawberries. And what are those for? I don't know, but it's indeed a great idea. Well, indeed it is. Moreover, I haven't been to the island yet. Yeah, sure. We're at the boat. Within minutes, we were already standing at the pier. Well, here is the boat. Hang on, I'll go fetch the paddles now. I was left face to face with Lena. Do you like strawberries? Well, not really, but they're tasty. Lena smiled. I see. I didn't know what to say next, how to continue the conversation. If Slavia didn't come back, we could probably sit here till the evening without saying a word. Excuse me. Here you go. She handed me a pair of hefty paddles. Yeah, thanks. This is nice. We got into the boat, and I untied it and pushed off the shores and tried to start paddling. And where exactly are we heading to? Right there. She pointed her finger at the island. That island is named the closest one. I wonder what captain gave it such an original name. Well, the island is indeed close to the shore. Aye, aye, Captain. If only I had known what was waiting for me ahead. You have 8 legendaries. Nice. Got a lot of things on Pixelmon, Tyler Cat. Nicely done. Halloween special Blaziken, huh? We'll see what that is as soon as I complete this game. I wasn't an experienced oarsman. I'd rowed a boat just once or twice in my entire life. It was less than a half a mile to the island, but we were making our way in zigzags thanks to my skills. By approximately the middle of the trip, my arms hurt so badly that I dropped the paddles to get some rest. Well, aren't there any strawberries anywhere else? I mean, in more accessible places? But the tastiest ones grow there. Slavia gave me a puzzled look. Is it hard for you to row alone? Lena, unlike Slavia, understood everything straight away. Oh, it's nothing. Anyway, I couldn't let a fragile girl help me. The rest of the way, I spent on concentrating on staying alive while getting to the island. Hurry up and complete it. Don't worry, just enjoy the trip. Enjoy the trip, Tyler Cat. Teh. Slavia and Lenya. Lenya? Who's that? Discussed something, but I wasn't listening. There was too much for me. At last we arrived. Completely exhausted, I got out on the shore and looked at the boathouse. It seemed so far away that I felt like a first person on the moon watching the earth rise. Here you go. Slavia handed me a basket. It was a small island, barely 100 meters long, and it looked more like a birch grove with even rows of trees covering its entire surface. Is that the place, the dock over there? A calm green sea spread beneath our feet, with wind causing lonely waves on its surface from time to time. This island looks like a lost paradise. It's no wonder that the most delicious strawberries grow just here. We've got to split up. That way we'll do the job faster. Yeah, sure. But there are only 2 baskets, said Lena humbly. Oh, you're right. My bad. So how are we going to split up then? Boop. Boop. Let me go with you. Let's go. Okay, that's fine. Slavia grabbed the second basket and ventured to the opposite side of the island. Well, let's go. Yeah, Lena smiled. Just pay attention. Don't leave a single berry behind. You too. So it was harvest time. Indeed, the strawberries here were delicious. I could probably eat them all if I didn't stop myself in time. Despite being wild grown, the berries were close to the garden ones, 2 garden ones, in size and had a rich red color, so it was clear that our visit here wasn't in vain. Lena followed me closely as if we had only 1 basket for the both of us. I felt like a real mushroom pecker, examining each shrub and carefully pawning the grass. Well, you're much better than me. Am I? Am I? Frankly, I'm not even counting them. Yeah, right, you are. The basket was already half full. You must enjoy nature, right? I do. Yeah. The bright sun rays pierced the treetops and blinded me for a second. I sat down on the ground and leaned against a tree. Still, it's so beautiful here. Lena sat down next to me, so close that our elbows touched. Yeah, we just sat and enjoyed the moment. It seemed like time stood still. The wind gently shook the tree leaves, some bugs lazily hopped around the grass, and splashes of sunlight played on the faraway water surface. Why's that hand there? Lena put her head on my shoulder. I was surprised at first, but then I heard her regular breathing and thought that it's just a matter of course. Probably she felt drowsy and wanted to take a quick nap. I sat there and didn't think of anything for a few minutes. But then words started crossing my mind with ultrasonic speed. Lena.
So close. Sleeping. Sonic. So warm. So gentle. Feelings.
I gazed at her. She had such a serene, such a tranquil look on her face that it seemed that right now she's not here, but in some kind of a better world. I don't know what would have happened if the next moment I didn't hear the voice of Slavia. Semyon! Lena! I shook my head from side to side, a few times to come to my senses. Lena started to wake up. She opened her eyes and gave me an empty look. Have a nice dream? Huh? Suddenly realizing that she had dozed off, leaning on my shoulder, Lena blushed. Oh, I'm sorry. It's fine. Slavia came over to us, so Lena rushed to get up. So how much have you got? I sighed. That's not a lot. Her basket was filled with strawberries to the brim. The brim. Well, it's enough anyway. It's time to get back. I grabbed the basket and we headed back to the boat. To the boat, to the boat. The way back took less time as I tried to concentrate on rowing and ignoring everything else. My only wish was to get back alive, as the first trip hadn't gone without consequences, and now my hands started to hurt after only a few sweeps of the oars. Having tied up the boat, I fell to the ground with no energy left. Slavia and Lena leaned over me. You could have said something if it was hard on you. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Just checking on something really quick. Making sure we're all still good. Okay, we're still good. We're still good, guys. Yes! Yes! Never mind, it's fine. Oh, Twitch chat, why you do? Why you do? I'll just lie here for a bit and everything will be alright. Okay, then. Let's get those baskets to Olga, please. We have something else to do. Yeah, sure. I was ready to agree with anything at that moment, just so I wouldn't have to get up. Slavia put the baskets full of strawberries next to me and headed to the square, happily chatting with Lena about something. The hardest part is done anyway. That's what I thought before I got up and took the baskets. After the rowing, they felt like cement bags, even while weighing barely more than a few kilograms each. So the trip to the camp's leader's cabin took much longer than usual. I had to stop every 50 meters to have a rest. Once I finally made it, I put the baskets on the ground and sat on the deck chair with difficulty. Olga! Olga! I got presents for you! There was no answer. I barely managed to get up and enter the cabin. There was nobody there. If you don't need them, it's up to you. I lay down on the deck chair and fell asleep. Good night! Oh! What is this? I had a weird dream about a strawberry race. I was rowing a boat with the last ounces of my strength, trying to escape huge berries that were chasing me. My hands were failing me and I could barely see anything because of the sweat covering my face. Blood was hammering in my temples, but the strawberries were getting closer. They were baring their teeth at me. But wait, strawberries with teeth? Semyon! Semyon! What the heck was that? I woke up. Olga was standing beside me, shaking my shoulder. I see you got a rich harvest, didn't you? Alright, there's a choice. I'm not proceeding farther until I know the right answer. We're gonna go with I tried my best. I tried my best. No thanks to the girls. Alright. I think I know what to do next in this journey. But that's not all. Seriously, I was just anticipating the lovely rest I was about to have. Do you even know what these strawberries are for? Not a clue. What an honest confession. We'll make a cake out of them. I see. Well, that makes sense. To honor the miraculous rescue of Shurik, and it's all thanks to you. It was clear that getting the strawberries wasn't the last thing left to do. And why, please tell me, if I am such a hero, why do I have to organize a celebration in my name all by myself? Well, I guess. So, I have an important task for you. We are missing yeast, flour, and sugar, and need it all to the canteen before dinner. And those who will make the cake can't deal with it on their own somehow? I asked pitifully. Of course they can't. All of them are busy. And you are the only one in the whole camp who does nothing. While her words were partly true, it doesn't make it any easier for me now. Moreover, those words felt like a bullet to my head. So write it down. You'll get the yeast in the infirmary, flour in the library, and sugar in the clubhouse. Wait a... I have no time. I'm in a hurry. Good luck! She smiled slyly and left. Of course, there are a lot of strange things in this camp, but... Yeast in the infirmary? Okay, I can deal with that, but... Flour in the library? And sugar? No, it's way beyond my comprehension. I spat on the floor. I don't want to, and I will not believe this. Just tell me you're pulling my leg. I would not be surprised if a crowd of fat green trolls would appear right now before me, with every one of them feeling obligated to laugh at me. So maybe to hell with this cake? I weighed my options for some time. No, if such a major plan of Olga fell through, I'd be in for a world of hurt. You're playing a parkour map on Minecraft called Don't Touch the Floor. Very nice, Tyler Cat. Beat it. Beat it. And it would complicate both my life in the camp and my search for answers, which I've stopped for quite a while. Seems I have no choice. The club. Let's get the yeast from the infirmary. Yeah. I feel like I visit the infirmary too often recently. But what can I do? That's how things pan out. I sighed and knocked on the door. Come in, the nurse said with a trace of a sing-song accent. Good afternoon. Olga has sent me to get some, I hesitated slightly, yeast. Sure. She gave me a broad smile. It's just that I don't have any. Pioneer. How so? She said that. Well, I had some, but now there's none left. I didn't even bother asking why she had it in the first place. Well, don't you worry. You can have some aspirin, for example. That could be of some use to me, actually. Where do I get it, then? I sighed. Take this. She opened the drawer and pulled out some kind of bottle. I took Ostenkinsko. Cheap beer. I took a closer look. It was Ostenkinsko beer. What's the matter? Beer is also a fermented product. She gave me a deep gaze. Nobody will even notice. She had a point, but everything just looked so grotesque to me that I couldn't find anything to say. Are you sure? Absolutely. Okay, then. The bottle clearly wouldn't fit into my pocket of my shorts. Well, then, I mumbled shyly, leaving the infirmary. Well, beer certainly could replace yeast. Even my limited knowledge of chemistry and biology was enough to accept this. But generally, walking around with this bottle in my hands looked like a silly idea to me, so I decided to bring it to Olga's cabin and hide it there. But I had to reach it somehow without anybody noticing the beer. I hid the bottle under my shirt, and everything would have been fine, but Slavia called out to me from at the square. Actually, she sprang out from behind me so suddenly that I even gave a start. How's it going? What exactly? Your search for ingredients. Ah, so you know already. Yes, I do. Slavia smiled. It's going all right, I answered, trying not to give away my unrest. And what do you have there? He pointed at the bottle sticking out from under my shirt. Ah, this? She got me. Ah, it's nothing. I blushed with a silly giggle. Hee. It's time to go. I was almost running, leaving the square with the puzzled Slavia behind me. It's great that she is one of those people who don't ask unnecessary questions. There are people in this camp who like nothing better than to poke their noses into other people's business. Passing the pioneers' cabins, I stumbled upon Olyana!
What are you hiding there?
She gave me one of her cheeky looks. I thought there was no point in denying anything, so I replied in a provocative manner. It's none of your business. I'm a Cipher officer bearing a message to headquarters.
That's certainly a big message.
I was carrying the bottle at waist height, so I was slightly embarrassed.
You want some help?
I'll deal with it on my own. I walked past her confidently and proceeded on my way. To my surprise, she didn't say anything, nor try to pursue me. It's a miracle. There was nobody at Olga Dunov cabin, so I just successfully managed to stuff the bottle under my bed. Once I got outside, I sighed with relief. Really, I couldn't believe that I would ever worry that much about a single bottle of beer, like I was back in high school. It's a good thing it's safe now. Even if somebody finds it, I'll claim that it's not mine. I could always think up a suitable excuse for my enormous experience. Oh, we can go to all the places. All the places. Clubhouse. It feels like I've gone through more things today than all the previous days combined. Thus, approaching the clubhouse, I'd even forgotten to think about how awkward it must be to look for sugar there. Shurik and Electronic were enthusiastically building something. They were so busy that they didn't even notice me. I looked closely. It was some kind of a robot, or at least the body of one. Moreover, this robot was female, had animal ears. I didn't want to make up theories about the purpose of such a device for luminaries, or of Camp Cybernetics. What is this? It's just a cat robot. A cat robot with a normal face, ears, bops. Yeah, whatever, right? Oh, this game sometimes, man. This game sometimes. Even though the design looked practically workable, I had my doubts about this robot ever being able to conquer Earth, or at least being able to do anything on its own. But they seemed to be enjoying the process more than the end result itself. And that was something we shared, even though I didn't want to admit it. Furries? Well, this is a robot, not a... Like, they're not gonna be... It's not a costume, you know? On the other hand, they weren't afraid of possible failure, criticism, or jokes. You're out of here, but Selene, you're a mod, you gotta be here. I mean, if you don't want to be here, that's fine, but, you know. They were working toward their goal without paying attention to others, who would call it unrealistic or even absurd. Oh, it looks like I'm truly comparing them to luminaries of the sciences. Hey guys, I greeted them uncertainly. Oh, Semyon, come in. We're always glad to see you. I was actually already inside. You know, sorry for what happened yesterday. Remember when I almost hit you with the pipe? We all just get a little mad sometimes, right? I barely remember anything, but... Well, never mind, it's okay. And what brings you to our humble abode? Electronic looked at me slyly. Sometimes I feel that he makes such a face when he knows something about the other person. Something he can use in a right amount. Sugar. I need sugar. An image from an ancient video game suddenly came into my mind, where some kind of unit like a builder or something cried out with all of its 5-pixel structure. Gold! We need more gold! We got it, said Electronic calmly. Why would you want it? I felt that I shouldn't explain to Shurik that they want to bake a cake for him. I shouldn't spoil the surprise. I don't know. Olga told me to get some. Okay, hang on. If you want to make a pretty cake. Electronic disappeared behind the door into the next room. And why do you have sugar here? Why not in the canteen? When the food truck came last time, it was the last thing to unload. And given that our building is the closest one to the entrance, they decided to leave it here to save some effort. That's reasonable, isn't it? The door opened, revealing Electronic hauling a huge bag behind him. I really don't know what the size of the cake will be, but that was obviously too much sugar. My stretching is intense, guys. Well, thanks, but I don't need it all. But where would we put it? Electronic gave me a surprised look. We don't have a place for it. You ask for sugar, so take it. It seemed that previous smile of his wasn't there without reason. Maybe you'll help me then. It's not that far to carry. We're busy. He pointed his hand at the robot. I gazed at Shurik. He owed me, after all. He hesitated and then looked away in shame. I sighed and took the bag and headed to the door. Thanks anyway, I said at parting, exerting myself. But I didn't make it too far. Just after a mere 20 meters, I had to put the bag down to have a rest. I had no idea how much it weighed, but it felt like more than 20 kilos. On the one hand, it was just 200 meters to the canteen. On the other hand, even such a distance with this payload on my shoulder, or alternatively in my hands, or on my legs, or under my arm, or even on my head, looked impossible for me to cover. And as I resigned myself to move in minor sprints, with prolonged pauses between them, so I could get there by night at least, I heard a voice behind me. Maybe I could help you. I saw Lena in front of me. I don't think you can. It was one of those moments where I felt painfully how dramatically I was out of shape. I can bring a handcart. A handcart? Why didn't I think of that myself? Yes, that would be great. Wait here, I'll be right back. She smiled and ran in the direction of the square. What would I do without her? It's good that Lena isn't always that shy and can take the initiative sometimes. I started to think. She seemed quite unusual now, with no trace of shyness on her face, and actually the complete opposite, smiles and confidence. The offer of help wasn't something extraordinary by itself, but getting it from Lena. A few minutes later, she came back with a smallish handcart. I put the bag down on it. Thanks! Don't mention it. She blushed and looked down. Oh, the Lena we all know is back. So I'll go then. Yes, see you. And thank you again, I shouted after her. Sometimes I felt like there were two different people living inside of Lena, but the second one, confident, happy, and sometimes even bold, only appears when she talks to me. Or am I making things up again? I thought that it would be better if I get all the ingredients at once, so I headed to Olga's cabin with the handcart. Alright, final spot. The library. Dun dun dun. If every other place on the cake ingredient list made at least some sense to me, then flour from the library made none. I thought hard about who would put it in the library and why, but couldn't find any sane explanation after all. Given Xenia's harsh nature, I'd better knock first. Open! Xenia peered at me closely from behind her glasses. What do you want? Don't think anything weird, but I didn't want to look like an idiot and decided to explain things carefully. I need some flour. Olga said that it's here. I understand that it sounds strange to keep the flour in the library, but I was sent to you, and it's needed for a cake to celebrate Shurik's rescue. Yes, I have the flour. What's so strange about it? Xenia replied with surprise. At that second, I felt like I'd been hit on the head with a heavy weight and lost the ability to understand anything at all. Flour in the library. Sure, what's so strange about it? We're in Wonderland. I'm Alice, and now I'm gonna eat that magic mushroom and I'll be back home. Hey, yeah, I was daydreaming. Wait here, I'll be right back. She disappeared behind the bookshelves while I folded my hands and started waiting. A moment later, the sound of a trapdoor groaned on its hinges reached me. Groaning on its hinges. Hey, you need some help? I inquired loudly. I'll deal with it. Xenia barked out to me. She seems to be in the basement, so I'll have to wait a little. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. A few minutes passed, but Xenia still hadn't returned. I was starting to get worried when the door was suddenly flung open and Alyssa came into the library. She looked surprised too, seeing me here. What are you doing here? Am I not allowed to be here? I said rudely to her. Alyssa was clearly a bit overwhelmed. What do I care? She snorted and headed to Xenia's table. And why are you here then? Alyssa measured me with her eyes carefully and almost opened the mouth to say something. But then seemed to change her mind and turned away, hiding her hands behind her back. Returning a book? I blurted the first thing off the top of my head. It's none of your business, she replied with a hint of hesitation. What book is it? Alyssa was silent. Oh, come on, let me see it. I wonder what Miss High Voltage Keep Away reads. It's none of your business. Her voice was even less confident. Okay, I don't insist or anything. In fact, I was quite interested to find out what Alyssa was reading. Moreover, I was quite amused to see a book in her hands. TV, movies, or a computer, if one was available here, all these things seemed to be much more appropriate entertainment for a girl like her. But she had a book instead. Stay on guard. This is probably for her quest or whatever. Miku, Alyssa, and Yulia in your heart. Are those two your favorites? Also, welcome back, Let's Be Friends. How are you doing today? I'm gonna stay on guard. Curiosity killed the cat. Meow. Anyway, it's Alyssa, and that means it could quickly turn into a total mess. Plus, I still have ingredients to collect. Well, I'll come later. Alyssa left the library quickly without looking at me. It got me thinking, what could this book be about if she was so ashamed of it? An ashamed Alyssa is something extraordinary by itself, but Alyssa ashamed about a book? What's the point in guessing now? There's no way to find anything out. Finally, Xenia's deep groan rang out, reaching each and every corner of the library. Grab it! I passed by the bookshelves and behind the perspiring librarian sitting near the trap door, leading into the basement with a small sack next to her. Well, they might have been some sort of storehouse down there. Thanks. I took the sack and left the library. Thank goodness it wasn't too heavy, so I carried it down to Olga's cabin without too much effort. So, I have all the cake ingredients now, let's be friends. So hopefully, we will make the bestest cake in all the world. I took the handcart with the sugar outside and put the sack with the flour in it, followed by the 2 baskets of strawberries that somehow fitted in between, and the beer was hidden under my shirt, just in case. The day was coming to its end, so I had to hurry, as cake itself will need some time to bake. Of course, I'd rather enjoy lying down, closing my eyes and getting a decent sleep, but I just couldn't let Olga down. Indeed, after all the trouble I'd gone to, I even felt personally responsible for the success of this event. Coming to the square, I stopped for a moment to catch my breath. It wasn't that the cart that was heavy. Is that a proper sentence? It ran smoothly, without any noticeable effort required. It was just that any physical exertion, caused pain to me now, both a physical and mental one. Good night. I sat down on the bench and closed my eyes for a moment. What's that? I didn't really give a damn who it was. Probably just a fellow pioneer girl taking an interest in an unfamiliar companion in distress. What are you talking about? I asked her tiredly. She didn't reply. Those are the ingredients for a cake. Do you like cakes? I don't know. What, you never tried cake? I don't know. Obviously, the girl didn't get what I was talking about, but it didn't surprise me at that moment. I really wasn't interested in the conversation. I was so tired I had zero intention of classifying external distractions and tagging them as either common or uncommon. I see. Come down the canteen later and have a bite. Really? Really? Yulia still here? Is this girl whoever Yulia is? And what are they made of? What? I asked indifferently. These cakes. Well, some flour, some sugar, various fillings. Now that's a strange question. Doesn't she know what cakes are made of? And you have it all here? Yeah, sort of. And sugar? And sugar. Could you lend me a little? What for? I thought it was over the top. A sudden gust of wind made me grab the cart instinctively and open my eyes. However, nobody was there. Yep, it's Yulia. Nice. Am I daydreaming? I noticed, though, that the sugar sack was untied and a small heap of it had poured out. Could it be that she was scared by the wind and ran away? Having fixed the sack, I got up from the bench and continued on my challenging strawberry way. There wasn't a single person near the canteen. No wonder, dinner was still an hour away. I brought the handcart to the rear exit and handed the foodstuffs to the camp cook. She must have already been told what to do with them as she gave me such an unpleasant look. I think you complete all endings. Why, you don't know Yulia? I do not know Yulia. Remember, this is my first time playing this game. Don't worry, it's alright, you're good. English! I'm not sure how long it takes to bake a cake, but it seems she had to hurry. I just wanted to relax for the remaining time up until dinner. In short, I was so tired that I just sat on the steps and waited. Good night! My eyes closed themselves. I guess I got so tired throughout the day that I didn't even notice how someone came up to me until they patted me on the shoulder.
Hi!
Miki was standing before me. Yeah, I didn't need to mirror to imagine the expression of skepticism and annoyance on my face. Oh, excuse me, I must have interrupted you. No problem, I was just sitting here. Alright then. Miku beamed with a smile. I was just coming to dinner. I thought that it's time already, and then it appeared to me that it's too early, but I decided to check just in case. Maybe it's not me who's mistaken, but the clock is. Well, not the clock. Clocks can't be mistaken. It's just that I misread it. She seemed to be ultimately confused now and fell silent. Phew, it's still about half an hour before dinner. Oh, that's great. Then I'll sit here and wait with you, if you don't mind. Yesterday you say, what, you replayed this game 5 times? Yeah, I might replay this game a couple times just to see all the endings. And I will see all the endings. I might skip through a lot of dialogue, but we're gonna see the endings of these games. I do mind. You know, I have some matters to attend to. I just refused. Miku. I stood up quickly and left without saying goodbye, ignoring Miku as I always did, while she screamed something after me. A minute later I got to the square and sat on the bench with a firm intention of finding a quiet and safe place here to wait for dinner. I think this is the first time in the last 4.5 days when I felt like this. I wasn't just irritated because of some insignificant details, but indeed, I was really angry. I completely stopped caring about where I am and why I am here. I don't care about how to get out either. What's driving me mad is that I always have to carry out some stupid task given by our camp leader, and it's always me who gets into stupid situations. And sometimes it even ends up looking like a clown. So I don't see all endings, 14 parts. Do I have to see the bad endings? Or can I avoid the bad endings somehow? I might see them just to see them anyway. If all of this is some alien trick or a plot of the universal mind, they better consult with their psychiatrist. I gritted my teeth and clenched my fists. Arrgh. The most annoying thing is that everything that happens seems to happen by itself somehow. I'd be happier not having to carry around bags of sugar that weigh a ton, but I had no choice at all. I mean, any other option would lead to much worse consequences than a muscle strain or hurt pride.
Who are you angry with?
Ulyana was standing in front of me and smiled slyly. Nobody really, I answered absently, but my fist gave me away. Just like that.
Okay, it's up to you. You better tell me, why did you run around the camp the whole day with some kind of bags?
I had to, I replied reluctantly.
I guess it was food.
Maybe it was. Ulyana was about to say something, but at that moment the bell rang, calling the pioneers for dinner. I sighed in relief and quickly headed to the canteen, leaving Ulyana behind. Semyon, thank you very much. For what? The camp leader gave me a friendly smile. For the cake, of course. Sure. It was at that exact moment that I understood the true meaning of the saying, keep your thanks to feed your cat. You didn't tell anybody. This ought to be a surprise. Yeah, that's my boy. And now off you go to dinner. Olga waved her hand, pointing at the canteen. Alright guys, I hate to do this, but I gotta end it here for the day. It's been 2 hours. I'm out of breath. I'm gonna save it right here. And tomorrow, we will proceed with day number 5. It looks like day number 5 is almost over, so that'll be good. Let it be known, tomorrow's Saturday, so I won't be streaming in the morning, because it's a Splatoon 2 day. But I will be streaming Sunday. Starts from basic, which endings you complete. I completed no endings. I have completed nothing, let's be friends. Nothing has been completed. This is all new. Bruh, just join. What does that mean? Oh my gosh. Whoops, no, I don't want to chat. How do I get back to the main menu? There we go. This has been fun though. Let's check out the gallery. Look at that, we have almost all the images. Well, see, almost all done. There's a lot of Ilyana ones, a couple Miku ones, these two, this guy's angry at me. Aw, Caddy stuff. You understand this? Yay. You understand me! Woo! This is a momentous day. Another Ilyana sleeping. Oh my gosh. Another language. I know. Other languages can be annoying, but... thank you for sticking with me. Sorry I'm ending so soon. Like when you just got here. What's this? Oh, it's just a website. Is this Ilyana right here? Cat girl? But yeah, I'm going to peace out. I'll be back on Sunday with this game. And I'll be back tonight with Final Fantasy Maxima. So get ready for that, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. Cat girl, yep. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na, cat girl. But yeah, see you later, everyone. Have a good day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!